Alright, The Fault in Our Stars, based on an extremely popular and sad book. The movie has been said to bring people to tears, but I am not so easily swayed. Augustus Waters, why? So, The Fault in Our Stars is based on the book by John Green, the Lord of YouTube, and is about two teenagers, one named Hazel Lancaster and the other named Augustus Waters, and if you're like me, you're probably thinking, who is named that? So Hazel has been battling with cancer most of her life, and it has left her with bad lungs, and she's depressed, and her mother makes her go to lame support groups led by Mike Birbiglia, which I thought was kind of a lame cameo on his part. I mean, I like Mike Birbiglia, and they set it up like he's going to play a part in the plot, but nope. So at one of these support groups, she meets Augustus Waters, who is staring at her from across the circle, and I was kind of thinking that if Augustus Waters looked like this would probably be a different kind of movie. But let's face it, if someone attractive is staring at you, then it's not that weird. So Augustus is there with one of his best friends who is suffering from oculus cancer. He's about to lose his sight and be completely blind for the rest of his life, and I thought he was one of the more interesting, tragic, and funny characters in the movie. But he's not in it that much, so I digest. So Augustus Waters is head over heels in love with Hazel, and he is just like the teenage girl's dream of what the perfect guy is basically like. He's outgoing and positive, and he's into symbolism, and he tracks down her favorite author in Amsterdam and sets it up so they can go and meet him and find out the ending to her favorite book, and yada yada yada, dramatic sad things happen. So I kind of felt like this movie is a better than average teenage romance movie, but it's still a teenage romance movie that is for teenagers. I thought that the dramatic elements in this movie succeeded more than they didn't. I mean, the driving force of this movie is people dealing with being terminal and not wanting to let yourself be close to other people because you know you will not be around for very long. And on that level, the movie has some pretty poignant things to say, and it really works emotionally, but it's really geared towards younger people who haven't seen this sort of story before. So they go to Amsterdam, and there's a nice little performance by Willem Dafoe. He's this reclusive writer who turns out to be a complete douchebag, but he has some nice funny lines and whatnot. Shailene Woodley is really good in this. She plays the really sad moments very well. I just feel like if this movie had a little bit more humor or was looking at things from a different angle, it could have been a little bit more unique. There's sort of this underlining sense of humor throughout the whole thing, and it sometimes almost gets there, but not quite. I mean, if you're comparing this to other young adult romance stories, then this is quite good. There's not too many moments where you'll be rolling your eyes at the really sappy stuff. At the end of the day, though, this story has been told before, and you'll probably guess what's going to happen. It also felt a little too long at a bit over 2 hours. If you're a fan of this book and or romantic dramas, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this movie. But if you're someone who doesn't much care for sad romantic dramas, then you won't much care. And so for that, I give it a B-.
Don't listen to Chris. The Fault in Our Stars is the best and saddest movie ever made by humans. My only complaint is it could have used more dogs.